on that back five, midfield four, one up top, and then when we get possession, we might see that shift into a 3-4-3.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think what I've been so impressed with is obviously the players we're going to talk about, Gruev, Harrison, and obviously James Justin. I think them three have been exceptional in the last few weeks. I think their improvement, their understanding about playing for Leeds United has changed a little bit, which is great because I think they get it a bit more now. And I think Gruev, Darren talk about him when he got player of the match at Elland Road recently. We interviewed him and he basically said that Gruev's the hardest worker in the whole place. He's just the one first in, last out kind of thing. It's great to hear that because I've seen improvement in his play this last few weeks.
Yeah, we said the players sort of showing their appreciation for him, as did Daniel Farke after that game. He was really full of praise for Ilya Gruev.
Lothar Matthäus, yes, he said. That was in his interview. He put, I mean, that's high kudos. So fair play he's doing, and he perform. Not only did, like Dom was saying, the engine, but the distribution, the vision he had. It's a striker and a front player's dream when you make a run and somebody finds you that easily.
Yeah, I think there's one thing we do need in that midfielder is a few goals. You know, I know they're more defensively sat, but I think you have to chip in with a few at some point in the season.
We will shortly take a look back on two brilliant nights here at Elland Road. The one against Chelsea back in December and the one on Friday night against Nottingham Forest. But worth saying, Chelsea are on a pretty good run of form at the moment and in a very different place to when they came here. And that was a big game for Leeds, of course, coming off that Manchester City. That was the start of the really good run for us. But Chelsea are a different proposition tonight, and especially with them being at home.
Yeah, with them being at home, but I think with the change in manager. You know, Rossini, when he was at Hull City, he did great things. They just missed out, I think, by a point in the playoffs. He was let go, he's gone away, he's learned, he's come through. Obviously with the Chelsea, he knows the hierarchy throughout the club because of the sister clubs that they have. I think he's come in and done a fantastic job. I do. I rated him highly before. He's had a lot of things go against him. People saying he's not the right calibre for the manager's job at Chelsea. Well, you know, he's got the results. He's got the players' buy-in. I think that's been... When I look at managers that come in from the ex-managers, if you get the buy-in from the players, you know you're doing a good job. And the results have shown that. And yeah, like I said, hopefully they have an off night. I mean, they've only lost one in the last 5 in the Premier League, 4 wins in the trot. So it's going to be very, very tough. Yeah,
he's 7 wins from 9 in his first outings for the club, some of which have been cup games, so not all league games. But I guess as a new manager, you want to go in and you want to straight away make an impact. He has made an impact there.
Well, he certainly has, because obviously when the players are on side with you, then that's massive. You know, if the players are enjoying what they're doing, training, you know, and the staff around as well. I just think when I've watched him as a coach, when he first started at Hull, I thought, oh, this kid's got a bit. Yeah. And I think he's improved. And I think he was unlucky to get sacked at Hull. Then he's moved on. I just think he's got a little bit about him. And I don't think people have said that enough. And hopefully, well, not tonight, but I think he's got a bright career.
Yeah, just
methodical coach.
Yeah, just one more thing to mention in terms of the team news. Of course, like we said, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is out through illness, which is such a shame, especially after that goal against Forest off his chest. It's a big night for Lucas Nemecha, isn't it, in that role, because you know we've seen it in games where Leeds are maybe slightly in a lower kind of block. That outlet to making sure that whoever's in that position, that Dominic Calvert-Lewin does so well of holding the ball up, is going to be pretty crucial tonight for Nemecha.
Gives Nemecha a different threat. Holding the ball up is something that he can do, but nowhere near as good as Dominic can. But the threat that he does have, he's runs in behind. So what he's going to try and do, it could be in a good outlet, stretch their back line, and then what that does, if the defence, Dom will tell you, defenders hated running back towards their own goal. If you're in front of you play that, Dom can go through the tackle, he can see you. When I'm running in behind, they don't like doing that because that stretches the game. And that'll open up in the midfield. I think that's the threat that he has. But we can't kid ourselves. There's a lot of goals taken out of there from Dom.
I think we need a target man as well at some point. So when the ball comes into him, Aronson and certain other players have to get around that. Yeah. Otherwise, we're just going to lose the ball. We've got to keep hold of it and play them smart passes and keep hold of it. Because there'll be times where we are chasing, when we've got to keep hold of it at moments, because it's a difficult game, this. And if we don't keep hold of the ball and we lose it in bad areas, they'll be straight at us. They've got a lot of pace, as we know. But we've got to make sure we're very efficient in our work tonight.
Well, it's Sanchez and the Chelsea goal who'll be looking to keep out the likes of our boys and Nemecha and the rest of them. For us, Carl Darlow will be looking to keep things steady at the back. Let's find out his thoughts with Bryn Law ahead of tonight's match.
Well, Carl, are you looking forward to what I think will be a pretty tough test, won't it?
Yeah, I think we're under no illusions that it's going to be a tough game tonight. We're on a pretty decent run and we're just hoping that we can continue that and put in a really good performance today and hopefully come out with a positive result.
That's what happened in the first meeting against Chelsea. Does that have any bearing on tonight or not?
Maybe a little bit, yeah. I think the way we performed in that game was exceptional. I think we dominated the game and we managed to score goals at crucial points in that game. Probably a bit of a different test when you come away from home, and obviously you've got a new manager, probably a new style of play, so we need to take that into consideration and look after ourselves and make sure that we perform how we know we can. They're in good form, but Leeds are in good form. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's two good sides at the minute. So yeah, everyone I think is looking forward to the game, and yeah, I'm excited.
There you go, Carl Darlow's excited. We're excited. Under 20 minutes to go until kick-off tonight, and we've got the slightly earlier time of 7:30 as well, so we get to get ourselves going. The win against Nottingham Forest was such a big one on Friday night, wasn't it? Getting those 3 points. That we're coming into this run of 3 really tough games. I mean, they're all tough games, I know the cliches and stuff, but 3 really tough games against 3 of the top teams. That we know that we've got those points in the bank, and when you look at the table at the moment, we're looking hopefully up rather than a bit behind us as well.
I mean, we did the lounges before the game, didn't we, here? There was a sense around Elland Road with the fans, all the ex-players that were doing the lounges, where everybody was really upbeat and just felt it was one of them nights where the weather was horrendous. Yeah. The ground staff did the most incredible job at the stadium to get this game on. And you just felt that there was something special. Everybody seemed up for it. And the result showed, and it was a fantastic occasion, not only watching it, but also after the game as well with the fans. So
no, it's true that the optimism was there. The ex-players, sometimes it can be a bit negative, but it felt like that was really positive. And obviously we kind of had, Arsenal's not our battle, this is our battle, and we went out and performed, and it was a great performance, really was. And I think the weather suited us, the time of the game, everything worked for us, and obviously Friday night's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And the referee played the part because let a lot of challenges go, which added to the occasion. Got the fans behind us.
There you go. Someone make a bookmark of that. Michael Bridges just praised the referee, so we'll clip that up, and you've got it.
We get them at Elland Road.
You've got it for some time. You mentioned about the other teams playing tonight as well. The table. I mean, it is fascinating to look at the moment because Leeds in 16th place, 3 points off Palace, who've got 32 points. We're on 29.
With Tottenham Hotspur.
On the same as Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, Tottenham play Newcastle. That's no give me this match week. West Ham, as we've mentioned, they're 6 points behind us. They've got to go and play, they're at home to Manchester United.
It's not often I'm going to be saying I want Manchester United to win.
I mean,
I still can't say it, Bridgie.
Well, I just did because I need that result because West Ham and Newcastle to do a job over Tottenham. And then obviously anything that we can get out of this game tonight is a massive bonus.
Well, West Ham were 2 up at Chelsea, of course, at Stamford Bridge, only to lose that 3-2, and we all let out a kind of a cheer when it just felt wrong. But the thought of cheering the other lot tonight, but I guess that's the kind of result we're looking for, isn't it?
That's a situation, like you say, you can't look. I mean, we can do it. We're pundits, we enjoy ex-players, we're fans. We look at that. The players can't look at that and other results. It's all about the home form for the remainder of this season, and when you go to places like Stamford Bridge, can you come away with a point? That is the goal. Get the draws away from home, and anything else is a bonus to go there and get a win. Like we'll look at the stats and the records that Chelsea have at home. It's incredible. So yeah, we've got to look to go down there full of confidence, full of belief, and just hope the results go around you. But the players can't rely on the other results. It's all about the focus for tonight.
Yeah, the one slightly, I guess, negative point on it is that most of our points have come at home, haven't they? It's just over 3/4 of the points have come at home this season, which is a huge percentage when you look at it. When you look at the away form table, it's not very pretty reading, to be honest with you. What is it? Is the one win away from home. But at home, as we can see here, we're firing. That goal as well, Bogle just popped up from nowhere, didn't he, John?
Yeah, it's unbelievable running. Like you say, I was quite close to that. When the ball came in, I was like, where's he going? Next thing you know, he's just tapped in. I thought the goalkeeper didn't react very quickly, but it's a great run, isn't it? Look at that, he's timed it perfectly. In he goes. That little touch.
Did you see you were close to him? You were probably closer than the Nottingham Forest defenders were.
You're not wrong.
It was brilliant run.
I mean, even the ball from Gruev there, what a brilliant pick out as well. And we talked about him earlier. Gruev's been so good, and he's got that in his locker, Gruev, as well, and a brilliant run. We know what Bogle does. He likes to bomb forward, and even seen defensively. But look at that for a ping there. Nice.
It was interesting. Daniel Farke said post-match, it's something they'd worked on, the idea of the fullbacks kind of coming in, cutting across. It's those little kind of subtle things, isn't it? The tactical things that sometimes nothing comes off and you'll never know it's been worked on a training pitch. But when it does, from a manager point of view, and from the player's point of view, they must be thinking, that work we put in, that analysis, bang, it's just worked.
It's patterns of play. It's repetition in moments. There's things that you can't work on that come out from moments of brilliance. But when you've worked on things with runs, and allowing players to go forward, like we just saw there with Bogle. The second goal when Okafor got this, it's all about a centre-half this time. It was James Justin that managed to get into the penalty area, play a little give and go with Aronson, and then have the ability to not, he didn't snatch at the second shot. He picked out a player, but why is he in that position? Why is Bogle in that position? You work on that. You are given licence by the manager and the staff to go and do that. And I think that's the belief that the lads are playing with, especially at home, because of the results.
I think when you're playing 3 centre-halves as well, Bridgie, you can do that.
You can release
one can bomb on, I think so, especially at home.
Yeah, because you've got behind you, you've got the cover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that, our fullbacks love bombing forward, and he's been outstanding, to be fair.
It was the way what I loved about the first goal. So where Bogle thought he was offside, he looked straight along the line to make sure he was onside. But not one Nottingham Forest defender passed on the information and the communication to say, I've got a runner from behind me who's drifted past 2 or 3 players. So it was well worked. And
this one here, I mean, we talked about Ilya Gruev's delivery. Yeah. Dominic Calvert-Lewin point, give it to me here. I'm not sure he wanted it chest high, being honest with you. But 10 goals now for the season. It's such a shame, like we say, he's missing tonight because he would have relished a game like tonight. But he's up to 10 for the season now, double figures. There aren't that many Premier League players across the board that will get to double figures.
He's been outstanding since he come on. You take him a few games to settle, but now he looks really at it and he looks happy. And I think when you're at a football club and you're happy and you're getting them goals as a striker, he feels great. He looks, the way he's playing at the moment, it's that confidence. And again, little ball in from Gruev here, left-footed. Just comes in there and he's just guided it. He just uses his chest, hasn't he? I mean, Bridgie might have missed that one, but I'd have probably put that in there.
I would have definitely missed that one there. What I loved about that forward play from Dom, he pulled behind Abbott, the young defender, and Abbott didn't open his body up to have a look. And as soon as he knew that Abbott was ball watching, as a striker, I know I'm getting in front of you because you can't see what the pace I'm coming at. But to actually be able to do that, special.
I said to Paul Reaney, just because I was sat with Paul, I said to him, the full-back struggling here, the right back, and it's Abbott, wasn't it? Yeah. Positional self, he was all over the place, and Okafor really got him in front of him and made it difficult for him as well to get on the ball and to get forward. And I just thought, one of the best games I've seen Okafor play for a while, that.
Yeah, well, needed off the bench if required later on tonight. We will have to wait and see. Just over 12 minutes till kick-off. Let's catch up with our commentary team tonight, get their thoughts ahead of the kick-off this evening. Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Well, here we are in West London. It's been raining heavily, but I'm delighted to say it has stopped now. Leeds United looking forward to what we anticipate will be a pretty tough game this evening. And there's much to talk about in terms of the team that they'll play the game with. Over to you, Tony.
Unfortunately, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is out. Pascal Strauch is out as well. So 2 big body blows, unfortunately. Metcher comes in. He'll come in up top. But it'll be really interesting to see how we sort out that midfield area because both Bogle and Justin are playing, along with Biol back in the side as well with Bornau and Rodon. So plenty of defenders in there. Clearly, we're not going to have much possession tonight. It's going to be a game where we have to suffer at times, but we still have to offer a threat going the other way. So, let's see how the boys do.
Is that a game plan being set out as you've just described it there?
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the bench as well, we've got players to come on and make a difference in the last third. But I think what's clear is we need to stay in the game, for as long as possible, make it as tight and ugly and as horrible as possible. That's how we got the advantage at Elland Road. We had that physicality, and I think you look at the team out there, they're going to be putting their foot in and really defending with all their might.
Sense is that Chelsea are a bit of a different beast since then, though, isn't it?
I think so. They've had some good results. Obviously, new managers come in as well. I was really surprised at Elland Road how we bullied them physically, certainly in the middle of the park, set pieces and just the tempo we played at. Can we do it again? We might be able to, but you're right. I think they're a different team. Although I've watched them a little bit recently, they're not playing for a full 90 minutes. There's been 45 very good, next half not so good. So need to capitalise when we can.
We mentioned the conditions. It has been very, very wet in London this afternoon. Pitch looks pretty soggy still. Any kind of impact from that?
The pitch looks pretty good, to be fair. Of course, it will drain well. I used to love a bit of a sliding tackle. As you know, Bryn, so do you. Absolutely. No, the pitch will be absolutely fine. it really is all about staying in the game for as long as possible. But we get the first goal, then who knows? But we know it's going to be a tough ask. We know the games we've got coming up are a challenge, and we start with this one.
Proper old school rivalry, this one. Leeds hoping to come out on top here at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, Brendan, Tony, of course, knows all about playing for Chelsea as well as that error.
Who's he supporting, by the way?
No, he puts it down to an error.
Just off camera, he had a half scarf.
Yeah, I thought he loves a half, you know.
Tony, don't stand for it. Honestly,
Terrible.
don't stand for it.
He gives me stick.
Let's
have some back.
Let's take a look at the reverse fixture then in December. Leeds have come off the back of that Manchester City defeat 3-2, but that second half and that switch to the three at the back that we've seen, and then they just came and blew Chelsea away. It was a fantastic night, wasn't it?
Again, we've had some great atmospheres haven't we, here. That was one of them. Absolutely outstanding performance. Just having a look through it now. Some great deliveries into the box and, great finish again. And what I loved about this kind of delivery, everyone's going for it. Look, he just gets higher and physically there. Brilliant header that. Timing again, but I just think it's a great goal that. You see it from that angle, the goalkeeper gets a hand to it, but couldn't get near it.
We were just so unsung that night.
We were.
I mean, it's not the first time we've beat Chelsea at home. I remember a few years, I just got back from Australia and one of the best atmospheres here was another result over Chelsea. And then Tanaka, please. Remember when that went in on that night? The place went up. It's just lovely technique.
These are actually three of my favourite goals in a match from the season because Beale, that header from Beale, is just, that's the noise I want to hear from a former defender.
It's like his at the San Siro.
Yeah.
And don't put one in.
You just want it more. You want it more.
Steady.
Want it more than anyone else. You've got Tanaka scoring an absolute worldie, and then you've got a goal that comes about. Yeah, it's a mistake on their part, but Okafor chases in. He wants it more than the other players, and he causes something to happen.
Again, this is the confidence that I'm saying about playing at home, having the belief to go and press high and in doing that. It's going to take something special and something really courageous again tonight down at Stamford Bridge, and I'd love to see the lads like this put pressure when Chelsea are trying to play out because their ball possession is fantastic. They've got 58% on average this season in their possession, which is not easy to do. So, get in their faces, give them a go and try and replicate what was an incredible occasion at Elland Road that night.
Yeah, it really was. They've got to change a manager.
Great memories, by the way.
See, it really was.
It was this season.
I'll tell you what, it's good memories as well because we all know how important that game was in the context of where the season was. That set off that run. That's why it kind of feels so good. Chelsea, again, like we said, a very different team. They've got some really dangerous players. We shouldn't forget. João Pedro's up front. His goal contributions this season, really good. Cole Palmer, who came back from injury that night, and actually at 2-1 missed a fairly easy chance for him. We thought maybe he's a bit rusty, but he's coming off the back of a hat trick. He's a player to watch out for tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, you were trying to mock somebody like that. Don, talk us through that.
Well, I actually like playing against players like that. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, as a defender, you want a little bit of a test. I know you don't always want a test, but for me, when you're playing against an elite footballer, you've got to make sure you're on your game. And against him, obviously, with the pace he's got and the craft he has, that's it. You've just got to be careful tonight. Stay on your feet. That's what I always try to do against them top players. You've got a bit of pace as well. Stay on your feet. Go to ground. They'll get in and get chances. And
another little superstar, Estevao, the winger. So it's going to. They've got a lot of attacking prowess. I do, however, think defensively, Chelsea are very, very vulnerable. I know that if you've got Caicedo, Santos, and Fernandes in there, two different class defensive midfielders. One of them's going to be breaking forward, but I think if you can break that line of midfield, you can get at this back line, especially Sanchez. He loves having a bit of a nightmare.
So we did here. Tony touched on it there. Is this a case realistically in terms of setup, in terms of game plan of stay in the game, see where you're at? It's one of those kind of games, Tom?
100%. When you go to places like Chelsea, any of the bigger clubs, you've got to stay in the game. Don't concede early. The usual stuff we talk about on every match day thing. But again, we're going in with confidence. We had a good performance. The players looking good form. Obviously, Dom's a loss, but it's somebody else's opportunity to go and do their thing. So I really think we've got an opportunity, but we've got to make sure we start well in the basics. I always say the basics, because if you don't do the basics well in the early part of the game, with the quality they have in the final third, because Bridget said, I don't think they're great defensively, because we've seen that, and I think we can get them. So when we got opportunities, we've got to take them.
Yeah. Let's just take a trip down memory lane. Should we take a trip down memory lane? It's always nice when you're involved in one of these, Bridgie, as well. Right,
When I heard this was going in the run sheet, I got excited.
1999? Are we talking 1999?
2000 season.
Leeds go down to Stamford Bridge. Michael Bridges playing in that team, and 2 Stephen McPhail goals, wasn't it? That did the damage in that game. What a left foot. Let's take a look at this then. You can see that the footage is square. That's how old it is. We can't even fill the full screen here, Bridgie. Talk us through this.
Well, you can tell that I was nowhere near the penalty area there when there was a cross coming in for a striker, but it was Eric Bakker from a Stephen McPhail in-swinger. He just stepped over it. That gave us the 1-0 lead down there at Stamford
Was Eric
Bridge.
trying to claim that?
Eric was trying to claim it. He's trying to say he got the little flick on their back post.
It's not like him, is it?
It's a goalkeeper's nightmare when nobody gets a touch on the in-swinger. And that's what Stephen McPhail had. He had the left foot of a wand. He was a lovely box-to-box midfielder, could play it, and that was us 1-0 up. And he didn't score many goals in his career, but to get a brace down at Stamford Bridge, there's not many players that have done
beautiful
that.
left foot, sweet left foot,
wasn't he? Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And you'll see it here. There was a bit of a mess up on the edge of the area, and as it was cut back here, look at that little side foot. And the class. Most people would have put their laces through that and tried to smash it. Macca didn't. He had the class. Now, my favourite part of this, all the lads went to celebrate. There's Gary Kelly. Not only once did Gary Kelly jump, but twice. And that was well pre-planned by him. So that went down. It was a famous night, but more famous that McPhail should have been this hero. It turned out to be Gary Kelly was the hero.
Here's the finish, but we're not interested in that. No. We're interested in Kel's.
Do you know what was hilarious? Coming back on the bus after it, you get the footage on Sky Sports, and we're watching it as we're coming back, and I'll never forget the lads were just saying, "Are you kidding? What the hell are you doing, guys?" Or we'd seen it in the training ground coming back, whether it was before that time, but we all talked about his celebration. It was fantastic.
Brilliant.
Well, the stadium is getting ready. They've got the flames going. They've got the light show. There was no light shows back in 1999, was there, Bridget?
It wasn't prehistoric, mate.
None of that nonsense. They had floodlights, just not light shows beforehand. Right, how is this going to go? We've talked about the game. We've talked about our setup. You know, we are missing maybe a couple of players that maybe would have been in that team. Dominic Calvert-Lewin not in there. Pretty defensive setup. Dom, I'm going to come to you first.
I think we had to go this way and be defensive. Obviously, Dominic's a loss, but yeah, listen, just don't get beat. That's what I'd say. Try and nick something. You know, if we get our opportunity, got to take them tonight.
Concede early, we're in trouble. Yeah. Stay in the game as long as possible. I'm saying 0-0, 1-1, 2-2. Take a draw. Come away with it.
And I think again, we've said like recently, set pieces are key for us because we have got people who can get their head on stuff. So yeah, set pieces.
We've seen a set piece from McPhail there. We saw a set piece goal when Beale scored here. But so let's bring it on.
They're calling it. There's a set piece goal in it for Leeds at some point. Well, let's wait and see if that's the case. Ethan Ampadu leading out the team. There they go. It's a big one, isn't it? Can Leeds do the double over Chelsea? We'll find out very soon. Kick-off on the way. Your commentary team, as always, Bryn Law and Tony DeRigo.
Well, here we are at Stamford Bridge, West London, a wet West London. It's been as well throughout the course of this afternoon and early evening. But as the